Episode 16. That's Cool Drink. Guys, this is so much fun, and we got Rocky Mountain Race Week coming right up. Stevie and I are leaving tomorrow right after work, and Matt and June are leaving in the morning. They're still home, and they drug themselves away from getting everything ready because if you think this is easy, I promise you it's not. But they're out there getting stuff ready, and they pried themselves away from that to come and hang out with me, and I got both of them, which is pretty cool. So my first time with June, and if you guys don't know June, you're about to, and June is the jam. She's super awesome. But my first repeat guest is Matt Frost. He was my first guest. I've got him back on today, so we're looking forward to this, and it's going to be a beautiful, fun time tonight, you guys. So really no agenda for tonight. We're going to do a lot of question and answer. We're going to kind of walk through the first little bits. Basically get us to the drivers meeting. So this is sort of your pre-bonus drivers meeting, if you will. So Ed Hohenberg, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to miss you too. And thanks for tuning in again, guys. But without further ado, here they are. Bam! The Brain Trust. And June said, it's race week time. We hate each other right now. And yes. I'm sorry about that.
We're sitting too close right now.
They're both like hitting each other underneath the camera. So, but guys, thanks for being on. And, again, Matt, welcome back. June, welcome.
Thank you.
Like first time in history ever. So it'll probably be the first and last time.
I was forced. I was forced.
We did make her do that. And, I can't quite hear Matt quite as well. The microphone's in June's now. So
we need to be louder.
June's switching. Oh, now I got nothing. Nope, nothing. Now you're disconnected. Oh, there you go. I got you back.
I can be louder because I'm a loud mouth.
Holy crap, I have you when they're out of your ears. But I can't hear you.
Really?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Oh, now it's dark. Oh my gosh. Good times. Welcome. So while they get that figured out and get back on.
There we are.
They're on. Got you guys.
Can you hear us?
Oh yeah, 100%. Can you hear us?
Okay, perfect.
When I say us, I mean me. Perfect.
Nice.
So is video text still open, or is it too late now?
Yeah, they can keep doing it. Just tell them to be patient because I'm running around, so it'll probably be tomorrow while I'm driving. I'll look at them or whatever, but they can send them
while you're driving.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you just hand the phone to June and say, "Take care of this."
No, I'm a professional driver and watching videos. I'm professional. I've been doing this a long time.
Professional, exactly.
How do you think all this stuff gets done?
Right, exactly. It happens all on the road while you're cruising around.
Yeah.
But again, thank you guys so much for being on. And June, thanks for coming on for the first time. And everyone's looking forward to hearing from both of you guys. And again, day kind of -1, I'm calling it. Day 0 will be tomorrow with the kickoff party in Kearney. And, talk a little bit about what's going on with that. And I know Joe was kind of instrumental in making that happen, but what do we got going with that deal?
Yeah, so I'll kind of start with what our day is going to look like tomorrow. We're going to go out. We're leaving early in the morning. We'll go out. We'll go to the track. We're going to kind of survey things a little bit because obviously this is the first time that we've had this amount of cars. I mean, usually we always have the same amount of cars sign up, but generally we lose some between the first and the second track. Well, with them being the first track, everybody's got to understand it's definitely a lot tighter at this track. So you have to you got to get close to your friends real quick. You're going to be friends with people real fast because you guys are going to be in tight quarters. So we're going to go out and look. I might change where we normally put the trailer. I might go and put it closer to the concessions and maybe give people that extra room. I don't know if it'll work because obviously our trailer is super long, but we'll definitely try to figure that out. So we're going to do that first thing and get some cones set up and do some other things to figure out, kind of give everybody a little bit more of a clue on where we're going as far as the impound for impound and whatnot, because that might change a little bit too. As far as it's depending on what the weather is going to do, we might have to move that around a little bit so we don't tear up the field. Once they're in there, we're fine. But if there's any kind of weather tonight, then that's going to make it a little bit soft in there tomorrow. So we're just going in the morning to kind of check all that, or at least around noon to check that out, kind of get a game plan to make sure that everything is right. And then I guess we'll go back to that when we get to the tech side of it. But yeah, the pre-party deal. So I don't know anybody that doesn't know. I'm sure everybody has to really know what's at this point what's been going on. But you know, we lost one track, so with losing that track, Joe was gracious enough to right away be like, as soon as I call him, I'm like, hey man, we need a track, and we need to, you know, can you do it? Can you pull it off? And he said, yeah. So we moved everything over to that, and obviously within a couple, you know, within 15, 20 minutes, we had the whole thing rerouted and figured out. So with that, we lost our pre-party that we usually do at Great Bend, and
right, which is awesome.
Yeah, he said we can definitely do something with that. We'll get with the town, and they right away they're like, yeah, we can do it in this parking lot, which is basically where the mall's at, and there's a lot of places to eat. They're going to bring in a food truck so they can help with that part of it, and I think it'll be pretty fun. I mean, obviously it's new territory, so we don't know what to expect, but it was new territory when we did it at Great Bend, and it seemed like it worked out really well, and everybody had a good time.
Totally, and there's the flyer for the pre-party. It's the Hilltop Mall. And yeah, racers, spectators, everybody come out. Everyone will have their streetcars out there on this deal. And, you know, Kearney laying it down for us, like you said, kind of pulled it, you know, straight out of thin air. Okay, I can give you a track. I can give you a staff. I can give you a place to park. And, you know, nothing's different. We've got everything that you're used to. And welcome to Kearney, man.
Yeah, and we'll set up once we get there. We'll unload the trailer. We'll set up so that people can buy shirts if they want to at that point at the deal, and kind of just put everything together the way that we normally do, and then people can ask questions if they need to know anything. I know that they were actually talking about possibly doing a little bit of tech at the pre-party, so there might be a possibility that they'll actually come down. A couple of the guys will come down from the track, and if you're there and you're willing, we can probably get some of that tech stuff done, and it'll just help move things along a little faster.
That's super awesome.
Also, signing the waivers too. They're going to try to get a lot of those signed so everyone can just roll in the next day.
It's a great idea. So, yeah, if you're watching now and you're planning on going to that pre-party, find one of those Kearney dudes, and I'm sure they'll be wearing their track staff shirts. Find one of those dudes and, hey, dude, tech my stuff real quick. You know, go find Matt if you haven't done the video tech and do the race week tech real quick, and sign all your waivers. That's awesome. That's a super cool deal, and it's one of the things that sets this one apart from others is our tech's not a full day. Our tech happens quickly because, well, a few reasons. The classes have 4 rules, so you can just does it do that, and that? Okay, see ya, which is awesome. And then for the most part, people are bringing put together cars. So they're passing their NHRA techs just fine.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, we do our tech and we do our first session of racing all in one day, which you don't ever, you know, some people might think that that's kind of crazy, but it actually works. It seemed like it's worked out really well all these years we've done it. So
for sure. And I've even heard from people that say that they prefer this one over the other one because of that, which, hey, if that's all you got to put your feather in your hat with, then take it, because you know, whatever. But so we got the kickoff party doing that 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and all of this is going to be Kearney time. So we're talking Central. We're in Mountain, and then, you know, obviously you just need to know what's going on. But this race we do cross time zones, so pay attention. All of our times are local times, so wherever time zone we're at. So Bandimere and Pueblo is going to be Mountain. And then when we go to Kearney, we're going to be in Central. So everyone just make sure all that stuff is jiving. Cool. Drink. Bam. Okay. So real quick, I've also got the little map I did for Kearney that I was going to pull up, and we'll just kind of walk through that real quick.
Sure.
Parking and whatnot with the trucks and with the impound. And when you're talking impound, we're not talking like racetrack impound, like drag week style. We're talking impound where your trucks go.
Tow rig impound.
Yep. So that's this one here. So the green on your screen over here, I don't know if my cursor works, but that's where we're going to try to put trucks and trailers at. And so that's what you guys are going to check out first when we get there.
And I'm going to do, I ordered some signs, but apparently UPS had a train accident or something in there. You know, what's crazy is that it's so crazy that they don't think that they really understand, or maybe they don't care, most of the shipping companies, but they're like superheroes to a certain extent, because they can really screw this whole deal up within just a couple of hours. It can completely go wrong by the crap that didn't get delivered. And
right.
Luckily, everything that we've so far, other than the signs, got delivered. Like, I was waiting for stuff today that I thought for sure wasn't going to get here. I'm like, what the hell are we going to do? But we'll figure it out, because we always do. But same thing with car parts. Like, they don't show up. These guys are screwed. Now you got to call somebody or try to find something, and it turns into a huge mess. But anyways, the signs didn't come, but we'll make something. I got some orange cones to help with the track. So what we'll do is we'll lay those cones down, and we'll just say, hey, you know, have the girls at the gate say, follow the orange cones, and that'll get you back to the impound area for your trucks and trailers.
Totally.
Go directly to there.
And I think Joe said he was going to try to put a fence up over there as well. So we'll have a real
change. It might change depending on what the weather. We don't know on that, because he wasn't.
That makes sense.
That's that's an hour by hour thing there, but we'll definitely have it figured out by the time we get there where you guys are going to go. But that's where you have to go directly. Like, when you come to the track, if you're going to unload your stuff to go to a pre-party, or if you're coming for your tech, directly to the impound area is where you need to unload your cars at. We don't want any of that stuff in the parking area. I mean, I guess if you are immediately going to unload it in that area and drive it back there, we could probably look at that. But I just assume everybody get their stuff back there. There's plenty of room back there, because that whole area where the return road is back there in the back is wide enough. You should be able to unload your stuff on the cement and park your cars on the grass, or your trailers on the grass, whichever we decide to do. He was thinking maybe might have to be on the concrete. Like I said, obviously we'll play that by ear, but I want all that stuff back there right away, because it's just going to make a congested mess if we're trying to do it out there where the pits are.
Yeah, and here's one that doesn't quite have all of the finger paintings on it, but that'll give you a pretty good idea what we're looking at with parking rigs, and then we've got to fit road weakers in there, and we've got VIP spectator parking as well at Kearney. So there's kind of a lot going on, and you know, pay attention, be flexible, like everything with race week. A lot of this we're pulling out of our ass, and we may not look like it, but I promise you, a lot of stuff we're like, I can't believe that worked. So, you know, we just sort of figure it out.
Yeah, road weakers, you're going to have to understand that at Kearney, you're going to have to just go in where you can get in. It's probably going to be in the grassy areas and stuff like that, because you can't get all of the road weakers and the racers. I know that you want to hang out with your buddies, which is cool, but just go park yourself in the grass, and if you got to take your chairs over, go hang out with them, because that track is a tough place to do everything that we're trying to do. So you guys just got to be flexible with this. That's the only way that we made this work, was to be able to use this track to do it. So everybody just got to be cool and just do what do what you got to do to make it work. We can get through this, and it probably will be really cool. I think it's going to be a really fun time. You know, everybody will enjoy it. It's just a little bit tighter, and anybody that's been there knows that. I think we did a really good job of changing things with running the order of the cars the way we were. And with Ron and Brian there, it definitely keeps that center section less congested, because we had a lot of roadblocks before. But I think the last couple of years, it's gone pretty dang good.
Yeah, for sure. And like anything, you know, we've been there a handful of times, and we just get better. And he's got pretty much the same crew, and we've got the same crew. So once we show up, it's more streamlined every single time. So yeah, Kearney is awesome. Joe and all the gang down there, they throw it down. So big ups to Kearney. And like you said, just, you know, kind of pulled it out of thin air, and we're making it work. So here we go. But again, like you said, everyone just be flexible, and, you know, we're going to make it work. I promise you. Just it may not happen exactly how you might think it happened in your head. So, it is going to be congested, but Kearney's got grass that you can hang out on, and they have trees. So if you get there early enough, find yourself a spot with a tree, and you can have some shade all day. It's great.
I'd be happy to. Yes. So after you're done with your tech, or after you're done putting your vehicle in your tow rig or whatever you have in the impound area, you're basically going to take your race car or your race week car, and you're going to come back up the return road, and that's where we'll have you lined up at. We'll have one lane for express. We'll have 1 or 2 lanes, depending on how we have it laid out for your regular tech. And you'll start with me and my guys. We'll do if you're express tech, we'll put your numbers on your car and send you up to express tech. If you're not express tech, we'll do all your lights, insurance, registration. Then we'll put your number on your car and send you up to the NHRA guys. So there'll be 2 stations. There'll be my tech, which is your road tech, and then you'll have the NHRA tech.
And then kind of on this photo that I zoomed in on here, the orange line next to the racetrack there, obviously the return road, and we're going to go backward down that. So you'll be heading back down toward the tower over here, and you'll just have 2 stops. You'll have one up here with Matt and one down here with an HRA guy.
That's right. So things that you need to make sure that you have when you come to tech. If you did express tech, you can leave your trailer. If you're pulling a trailer, you can leave it behind. And I guess maybe you'll want to hook it on there anyways, because you're going to have to go to your pit spot after tech. So I guess hook it on there, because otherwise you'd have to go back and get it. So anyways, one way or other, you don't have to have that normally, because you've already went through express tech with me. You've already showed me that all that stuff works. So, but you need your trailer. I need you to have your license, your registration, and your insurance out if you did not do express tech, so that makes things fast. Try to stay with your car, because one guys still start shooting the crap, and the line will leave and their car's stuck in the way, and it just holds things up. So license, registration, insurance. We'll make sure all your lights work. We'll put your only stickers we will put on your car is your numbers. And then once you get your numbers, then you go to the NHRA tech. Once you go to NHRA tech and he passes you through there, which basically he will sign off on your card, what the hell is it called?
Tech card.
Tech card. They'll sign off on your tech card. Then you'll go find your pit spot and go park. Go park in your pit spot, and then once you're done parked, don't leave your car there. Go park your car in your pit spot, wherever you decide you want it to be, and that's when you go back and go see June.
And Zachary Krakauer, if you're racing with us, I'm going to pronounce your name wrong all week. You're welcome. Do we need our racing tires on the vehicle during tech, or can they be in the trailer? Matt's putting his glasses on. There he goes. Now he can see it.
I can see it. No, you don't have to have them on. I mean, you just need to let me know. The biggest thing is I just need to know what tire you have, so that we can determine whether you need to be in or out of the groove. That's the biggest thing. The one thing that we've still continued to do, because we're all adults here and we can handle this, is there are some people that still can't afford this slick tire, so they are still on a street tire. So we will put a dot on your car, or we will tell you, listen, you got to run out of the groove. If we catch you not being out of the groove, then you're going to probably get kicked out, because you're tearing on my track, and we don't want that. But our biggest thing is I just need to know what tire you have on your car.
And if you're kind of a newbie with racing or whatever, we'll totally walk you through this at the driver's meeting. It's not that hard. Stevie runs on a hard tire, and she does it every single time, and she does it perfect, and she can show you how to do it. Just go find the 5'0" girl with the rock on her finger, because I married her up.
You did?
So, anyway. But no, it's not that hard. You can run in the groove with 200 tread wear or less.
Hey, hold on. You got to back up here. Let's roll this back in. Did this did you do an elope thing that we didn't know about, or?
No, we didn't get married yet.
Oh, okay.
But she's got thousands of my dollars on her freaking hand. So
you are anyways.
It's good enough, man.
Just checking. I didn't know if you had threw a curveball in there. That was one of those little Easter eggs that we were supposed to catch.
No, Stevie says we're not married yet. You're right, not yet. But a couple of times we got pretty close to just going to Vegas and just being like, "Screw it, man."
Well, we're not married either, but we say we're married. Might as well be. You're you're 10 years into it and you're doing race week together, or putting the event on together. So you're married.
Yeah, exactly.
If you ain't killed each other and you still live together, you're pretty much married, I think.
Well, and especially if you can do race week together, because I can attest, like Stevie and I were just dating when we first started race week, and it was like, we're either going to sink or swim, and that's it. Like, we're going to go home hating each other, or we are going to go home and we're going to know, like, this is it. So it worked out good. And obviously
like
you guys
counseling.
Right. It's totally, I mean,
we need
for
more
sure.
of it then.
But whatever. It's yeah, you can get through a handful of these. You're doing all right.
Okay, carry on now.
Trevor Brandon, real quick, wants to know what time the gates open at Saturday.
That's a good question. I mean, obviously tech starts at 8. I thought we talked about this, but I can't remember. I would just say I'm sure that we'll have them open probably an hour ahead of that. So I would say probably at least 7. At least 7 will be open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And worst case, they've got that big long road up there, so you can just sit out inside that road. I mean, who cares?
Right.
If you're an early riser and you want to get there at 6, Trevor, with your GTR that you got put back together, good for you, man. Trevor, if you guys don't know, runs in Limited Street, which is the 850 class. We might talk about that a little later at some point, but happy to have Trevor back, man. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Race week makes a great honeymoon.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Or, road to divorce. Either way.
One of the two. It might be a short marriage.
Right.
You can go ahead and get that annulled right away if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, you're exactly. You'd be like, I rode in a freaking car with her that was about 50 square feet and lived in hotel rooms for a week, and she farted in that car, and there ain't a judge on the planet that'd convict you for that, man.
That's
so
right.
But anyway, I digress. So June's who you're going to go see. June's going to be at the Race Week trailer, wherever that ends up being. If you've been there before, typically it's where this little blue is, but like you were saying, we may change that, but kind of right
be in the vicinity. It'll only be across the way from that. It'll be right there.
And you guys are bringing the truck this time, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be a pickup truck with the Race Week trailer.
Well, if you miss a 53-foot enclosed trailer, then you need glasses like I do. Apparently, if you can't see that. Yeah,
no, exactly. And the awning, the red tide canopy awning. Yeah, dude. If you can't see that, you're blind. It's just it's part of the deal. But no, wherever that ends up being, that's where June will be. And when you get through tech, that's where you go see June. And June is going to tell you now how you can help her and the ladies get you through that process quicker. So June, it's all yours.
So when you come see me, we're going to get you your t-shirts and your stickers. And the best way to help speed up the process is to sign the waiver. There's going to be a little table with another waiver on it that you need to sign, and then bring that up to us, and we'll get you checked in, get you your wristbands, your stickers, your shirts, all the goodies, and that's it.
And that's it. So really, have your shirt sizes. Like, don't stand there. Know what shirt size you wear. Tell the lady what shirt size you wear. If you're only going up alone, you got to know what your co-pilot shirt size is. So make sure you got all that information before you head up to go get that stuff. June
and have
is also
your tech card with you to give to me.
Totally. And June is also going to ask you what class you're in, because even though it may say it on the thing, know what class you're going to run. At least have an idea what you're going to enter into at the beginning. But you can change your class before you turn in your time slip. You're not locked into that. So give her an idea what class you think you're going to be in, and start there.
Yeah, because she's building a spreadsheet for Adam. So, I mean, if you have a pretty good, what you're doing, then tell her. If you're not sure, tell her you might change it, but have a good idea, because that spreadsheet goes up to Adam as soon as she's done, so that he has that to be able to read off of when you guys come through the lanes.
Totally. And that
Yes.
helps the process for sure, because that first day we don't have any of that stuff entered until it's entered. So now part of the process, we figured that out through the years, is we have to enter them as we get them, or we lose an entire day of your name to your people on the live stream and for your folks. So so that's a big deal. So have all that stuff ready, have your tech card, have it all, make sure it's, you're all set. You got everything you need before you go see June. And then, she's going to hand you a big set of stickers. And then you're going to have one that's your class sticker. That's the sponsor sticker. And that one's going to go on your windshield. So she's going to tell you that, like, make sure this one goes on the windshield. So don't forget which one goes on the windshield. That way we can tell in the lanes, we can look real quickly, and everyone's got the same sticker. We know you're in the right lane. We're good to go. So,
and make sure you put all your stickers on. Those guys support you guys. They spend a lot of money to make this happen. So it's a big deal to make sure that you put those on your car. We don't specify where you have to put them on, other than the one for the class. So you can put them where you want to put them. I mean, obviously we want you to have them where they're visible. I don't want them stuffed underneath the car or something like that. But that's a big deal to me. That's probably one of the biggest things that'll get me on you is, if you don't have those on there and you win your class, you probably aren't going to win your class, because I'm going to come up there and tell you, hey guys, you didn't support the event, so we're not. You're basically DQ'd at that point. So.
Yep, and they're little stickers. It's no big deal. You can put them everywhere. I mean, Nick McCartney got a plate from Walmart and put them on the plate and put them on the side of his motorcycle. If he can do that, you can put them on your car. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But you're right. All these people paid a lot of money. They really are interested in this, and they're supporting the event. So if it takes up this much space on your window and you have those in your pictures for the week, and that's all you have to do, you can scrape them off the second you leave if you really, really don't like them. But my car still got them. It's cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
They're quality stickers too. They'll come off. They're easy to come off. They're not ones when you go to peel them off that the backing, the whole white backing stays on there. Dustin does a great job of making sure that stuff lasts for a long time, and they really are easy to get on and off. Because I know a lot of people, they don't like that stuff on their car, so when they get home, they take it off. But for the event, leave them on there.
Yep, and again, the high quality sticker goes into the windshield banner as well, which is super cool. Obviously, everyone gets the windshield banner, and that's we pretty much always say it at the awards banquet that it's a pride. It's an honor thing. Like, you earn that on the top of your windshield. So put that thing on there and really feel good about it, because we feel good about it. It's awesome to have that stuff and see those things flying around town. And it's like the coolest thing when you're like, holy shit, race week car. Like,
that's right.
That's a pretty cool deal.
Friends. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's crazy because, like around here, this is our event, but I still get excited when I see one of our cars, somebody go down the street down by our house or whatever, and like, oh wait, that was a race week car that just went by, because
we have a race weeker down our road and a road weeker down our road.
Yeah.
Yep.
They come by and see their banner still on their car to make us proud that they're running it. So.
Oh, the chill trailer is 2 hours and 58 minutes out.
Oh man, they're like chilling all the way there.
That's right. That's right. There's some of our road weekers. They had the Candyman van last year, and it was super cool. They were throwing gummy nerds at people. Like, you'd pull up to a stoplight and they'd be like, and you roll your window down and they'd fire those things into the window, like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
And
Willie
I mean,
would be riding around on his motorcycle, throwing them at you at the track. So.
Yeah, it's wild, man. So now they brought the chill trailer, and it's got 3 AC units in it, and they're throwing out Otter Pops this year because it's been hot on Rocky Mountain Race Weeks in the past. So that's going to be a very, very cool thing.
It'll probably be the coolest one that there's been. Now that there's a chill station, it'll probably be like, this is the record coolest one we've ever had. But
right.
No, and they're talking about dropping the door and doing hairband concerts.
I like it.
It ought to be fun to watch.
And he said he's got 5,000 Otter Pops.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow. They go all out.
Wow.
Yes, they do.
They even keep that many cold. What are they asking? If he's listening, what do you got down there?
He just said he's got 5,000 Otter Pops.
Oh, yeah, I see that there. I wonder how they must have like a commercial freezer in the back of the pickup or something.
Or they're just going to commandeer every ice machine at the hotels.
Yes.
Oh, yep. He's got a deep freezer in the trailer.
Those guys are crazy.
It's freaking awesome, man. That the Road Week deal is so cool. And
So Road Weekers, if you're listening or watching, there's an award for the coolest Road Weeker as far as like what these guys are doing. You know, if you come up with something wild, you know, they need some competition. So if you can come up with the spirit of a Road Weeker doing something crazy, it's a costume or something you did to help or whatever. I mean, there's that award, and then there's also one for the coolest Road Weeker car. What is there? Is it the top three now?
top three, and then they've got the Spirit and they've got the Hot Rod. So
Okay.
so a couple of different varieties. So, you know, someone bringing a race week car and, you know, on the wait list and doesn't get in, goes, dude, whatever, I'm going to road week it, and bring, you know, whatever, brings a 9-second road week car or something like that. That would be a dude in the running for the Hot Rod, something like that. And then the Spirit is stopping to help someone or throwing 5,000 freaking otter pops at people, you know, stuff like that.
Right. And last year, that really cool 2.0, that I think it was a 2.0, the polished out like bomber van. That thing's what won it because that thing was just so cool. Everybody loved that thing. So yeah, there's something for everybody. I mean, this year we also have the reaction chairs for the co-pilots. We did that last year. That was a really big hit. It kind of gives the co-pilot something. Another award we're doing this year is best photographer or best photo. So everybody can vote on a photo, and you know the photographer will be able to get that. I'm sure that'll probably have to be awarded later because obviously we won't see everything right away. But we just try to make sure that we involve everybody in it. And as far as like people who are on the waiting list, you know, there's still people dropping off. So sure, June will try to get a hold of you. But once we get to where we're actually in tech, that kind of goes out the window. And I know people are like, well, man, you know, that shouldn't be the way it is. It's too hard for us to go back through and try to figure that out. So basically what you end up being on, as soon as you get there, you need to go to June. She'll have a thing sitting there to put your name on, and we call it the live waiting list. Because
and that means you're here, you have a car that's ready to go, and you have $450 in your hand ready to go. So, and pretty much that's it. So yes, check in if you're showing up with a car ready to go. Check in with June as soon as you get there. The second you get there, and then you start as number one on the live waiting list. So we use the regular waiting list up until probably tonight, would be my guess. You're probably not going to let people in tomorrow while you're driving, although maybe, but at some point that will shut off.
Sure.
And then the live waiting list takes over. So it doesn't matter if you were the next up on the wait list or the last person on the wait list, the live wait list trumps that.
That's right. And most of the time, you know, I don't want to say, I guess I don't want to put that out there a lot, but we've had, you know, generally there's like 6 cars that probably show up that are on that list. And you have your road weekers that are both. They're either on the waiting list and they're road weeking. We generally can do something with that. I did have to actually turn that down. Well, last year, I think at the beginning for 1.0, I did turn some people away. We don't like doing that, but you know, you guys also have to understand too that when we start getting to the point where there's too many cars, it just is miserable for everybody. It doesn't work as well because you just can't get everybody through it. It's not enjoyable. So it's not anything against anybody.
It's perfect at the size that it is. We've tried to going a little bigger, and it's a cluster, and it just doesn't make a ton of sense. So, if to give everyone the best bang for their buck, and to have June not kill you on the way home, having a manageable number of cars makes a ton of sense.
Absolutely.
Plus, we have dudes that make, you know, I mean, even now when we're doing 1 round per run, we haven't really had any open runs. We have guys that get 6 and 7 passes in a night. And, you know, that's because we don't try to jam 500 cars at Kearney.
That's right. Oh, something that's new this year that was June's idea because she feels bad for you guys. She is putting in, and your car number will be wrote on there so that you can't trade it off to your friend. But you get basically a get out of jail ticket.
A fast pass.
So you get a fast track pass. Everybody will have one.
One card for the entire week.
So if you come in and something's wrong, or you were right there at the end and it's about ready to be cut off, and they've already went through your class, but you blew through your you know, you couldn't turn that time ticket in because you went too fast or whatever. You can use that one ticket and you can come right back up and get into that spot. But you only get to do it one time.
That's awesome. And we'll probably just run those people out of the lane that we keep set for people that haven't made a pass yet. That makes a ton of sense. We can totally do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good idea, June. Bam.
Right?
If you guys don't know, this is pretty much June's deal. Matt just is the face of it. You got to know
Say
that.
that.
Like, she pretty much does all
she
the
does
work.
a lot of it. She absolutely does.
So
I mean, she's here all day, every day, doing whatever. I'm on the phone and Mike is fading in and out when Matt is talking. Yeah, because I'm not close to June. Sorry. You can hear me though, right?
I'm getting the same thing, but I can still hear you. But I've got cans on too, so someone with their phone might be going.
Use this because I don't talk as much.
Oh, we're gonna lose them again. Watch.
Nope.
Oh, we got you. Bam. So that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so June can't hear us right now, but because now she gave me both of these. Anyways, can you shut them off?
Other room and...
Can you just shut them off and we just use the mic?
Yeah, you just take them out of your ear.
Maybe try that. Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Hey, there we go. Well, we're working on that. Dash. That's cool. Drink. Dude, and thank you so much to folks that I see a bunch of you guys watching a bunch of this here and there, and Dash is one of them. Go check out his YouTube channel, Dash's Garage. He's a G-Body dude. He's part of the Colorado G-Bodies that I'm in as well. But he's doing some cool stuff. He's got an El Camino that he kind of put together, and he's been on a bunch of G-Body cruises here local. So, Dash, hopefully I see you on Monday at Bandimere, and we'll talk about that because we want to see as many local people, especially at Bandimere, because we're losing Bandimere as we can. So
yeah,
we'll get to that here. Oh, yeah. Tear the freaking roof off the place on a Monday night. That's what I'm talking about.
I think our record is like 1,800 people. If we could knock that out of the water, just because we get 2 times this year, obviously be there, but right. Everybody just get your people to come hang out. I mean, the atmosphere at Bandimere when we're there, the last couple of years has just been amazing. It's just so electric. Good. It's crazy. The amount of people that are there, and it's great to have everybody come out and support us. You know, and you guys, by you guys supporting us and supporting the racers, it just gives us that much more opportunity to pump back into this. And like Adam said, June does a ton of this stuff. You know, she quit her job and this is what she does full time. And, you know, I run a truck during the day and I'm very active, obviously, and you see me up posting stuff and spelling it wrong and whatever, but that's because it's, you know, multitasking. But she's behind the scenes trying to get everything done, and it's a lot of work, guys. Like it's a whole year deal for us to do this, and it's like we stress out about this deal not because of any other reason other than we want to make sure that it's the best that we can do for you guys and to support you and to make sure you have stuff. Like sometimes we don't even get the stuff that we need. We don't feel like we have enough stuff to give away to you and our swag bags and stuff like that. So we're stressed out about it and try to figure out what we can do to do those kind of things. And it's just because, you know, we want to make sure that you guys are getting the best bang for your buck. You know, it's your guys' event. We're just facilitating it.
And that's totally true. And I've had that same kind of thought throughout the whole process. Like, guys, part of your entry fee goes to pay me. So I got to make every time you make a pass, I'm hyping that stuff up and I'm having a blast doing it. And it's so much fun. It is so much fun. Someone earlier asked about license passes. I know we were kind of talking about that. What's the deal with that kind of early license pass deal?
Okay, so with the license pass deal, we are going to do it. It's going to be $25 a person that's needing to do a license pass. You need to make sure that you're there fairly early. I don't want you showing up at noon and being mad because I can't get you through tech fast enough. We're going to have the ambulance come early. It's going to be there at 2 o'clock. So from 2 to 3, we're going to get you as many passes as you can get in. What we want to see you really do is get your first 4 in, so that basically when it comes time for the track to be hot, you can do your full 2 passes that you need to do, and you can turn one of those in. You know, there's always been a controversy on should you be able to turn in a time slip while you're doing your license runs. That's at my discretion, and I say yes, because it's so crazy to us that there's so many tracks out there that these guys are not being able to get their licenses at. So this is a great place for you to be able to get your license. And it's important for us to help you do that. So yes, you can turn in that ticket for competition while you're doing your license passes. It's just, we don't have any stipulations on us. We're not NHRA sanctioned, so we are allowed to do that.
Totally. And it's kind of cool too, because your license, then you could sign. So,
Yeah.
you know, that you can have a Matt Frost signature on there. And then, I mean, who knows who else shows up, but you can get some like famous dudes to watch you make passes and have their signatures on your stuff, which is, that's kind of a cool deal.
It is. But make sure you're there early. You know, and when I put on the post too, when I say early, I don't mean freak out. You got to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning, so you're the first one in. Our tech goes pretty fast. I'm just saying, make sure that you're, you know, reasonably there 10, 11 o'clock, so we can get you through, so you can get your stuff turned over and you can be ready by 2 o'clock to go make those hits that you need to make. And we'll get you right around everybody and get you back up there as quickly as we can, and just try to make as many as you can. You know, I mean, obviously, depending on how many people are doing it, that's obviously going to take time, because it's, you know, they're solo passes or whatnot, but I think we can pull it off. I don't think it's going to be a problem there. It's $25 a person, just so we can cover the ambulance at this point, and we'll get that done. As far as tech goes, if you guys can try to get there earlier, you know, it's taxing on us. When I understand people are going to have problems, don't get me wrong. You're going to have maybe a trailer tire blowout, or maybe your car broke down on the way there, or those kind of things.
Stuff happens.
We're totally understanding of that.
But not everyone
in your motel because you don't want to wait till the crowd goes down and you come in at 5 o'clock to get tech. That's hard on us because it's busy, and then we're trying to find a tech guy, and I'm running all over the place. We'll do it. Don't get me wrong. We do it because we care and we want you guys to do whatever. But just do your part and don't abuse us.
Yeah, totally. And somebody really quick was asking to go back over tech and the track map real quick. So I'm just going to pop that right back up really quickly. But if you can see my pointer, and I don't think you can, trucks are going to be parked kind of back in the back of tech here. And then this orange line right here is going to be, that's actually where the return road is. And that's where we're going to have tech set up. So you're going to come down the return road toward the tower, and there'll be 2 stops for you. One will be Rocky Mountain Race Week tech, and you'll see Matt's smiling face over there. And then the next one will be the NHRA tech, and that'll be with a Kearney employee or another NHRA type employee that's certified to do that. And then that's when you'll go back to your pit spot back here at the track. So, oh, that's weird. Okay. You might want to put your glasses on for this one, but Connie Crago wants to know if you've seen any guys' asses lately.
Yeah, more than I would like to admit. Yes.
Yeah. I think they hung some ham on you out of their race car at some point, right?
Oh yeah, and it's kind of the running joke over at the turn your time ticket thing. And luckily, I don't have to look at those, so I don't get to see near as much of that stuff. But
I think she asked about you specifically. Those are something we don't know about.
Well, yeah, they asked me if I wanted to see. Get down. Hey. Sorry, dog was jumping. I was trying to eat food. Yeah, I was asked whether I wanted to see an ass or if I wanted to see the tech video, and I said I certainly would rather see the tech video, and I got the latter of the two. So
that's awesome. Walter and Catherine Doyle are coming out with their sweet Chevelle from Florida, fresh off a Sick Week, and they won a Southeast Street and Yeet entry at Sick Week while they were there. So this will be their 3rd of the year. So shout out to you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, super awesome. Is there a specific time we can get to the track to? Earlier we were talking probably 7 o'clock.
Well, it depends on what they're wanting to do. If you can get into the track all day tomorrow to put your trailer away and do that so that you can go to the pre-party. I'll get with Joe and I'll make a post on it, but I'm 7 o'clock for sure. I know that they'll start letting you in at 7. I don't know if we can do anything earlier than that. So I think that's probably what you're going to be looking at.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, like I said earlier too, worst case, like they've got a big long road that you guys can stack in on. So just pull in there, and as soon as they open the gate, you guys are in. Someone wants to know about the new pit truck, and I do too.
So the Mini Cooper was just giving us a hard time. It kept having problems, and then, teenage kids driving it too don't help things a little bit either. So I kind of just gave up on it. The freaking hood latch broke after the water pump issue, and I couldn't get the hood open, and I got pissed, and I pulled it outside and I sold it. So the Mini Cooper went away, and I'm like, man, what am I going to do? So I started looking at Mini Coopers. I'm like, I'm going to buy another one, but they kind of seem to have the similar problems. All of them have, unless you buy a newer one. And I seen them dang mini trucks, and I'm like, man, that would be perfect. We could do something like that. It's fun. You drive on the right-hand side. It's a 3-cylinder motor. It's still a manual transmission, so you have to have your man card or your woman stick card to drive the thing. Right-hand drive, so it really messes with you.
With your left hand.
Because you're still having to go first gear away from you.
It's the same pattern, but you go the wrong way. Right. Yeah, and here it is. It's a Mitsubishi something.
What's that?
It's a Mitsubishi something.
It's a Mitsubishi, and it's called a mini truck, but it has some other weird letter names. I don't know what they call the thing.
Whatever. That thing is sweet.
I mean, we have some other ideas for it. I'm going to tint the windows, but since I painted the wheels. I still have one to paint, so I'll probably paint it when I'm there. The back right one I didn't get done, the center. But those are some old wheels that were on June's Nova when I drug it home, and I was like, started looking for wheels for it, and I'm like, man. I was walked around the back, and I'm like, holy crap, those wheels will work. I'll clean them up, and I measured it, and I'm like, yep, the bolt pattern's right. So we put those wheels and tires on there. I bought the back ones. They're like a little N50 BF Goodrich. And then the front ones I ordered were too skinny. But Crystal, that helps us with the merch and stuff like that, she came and helped June, and she's like, well, I've got a set of 13-inch wheels off of my Pontiac. What's the Monza that's a Pontiac? What's it called?
Astri.
Okay, so she's got one of those. It's like, we got a brand new set of tires that we'll never use on that thing. And she's like, you can have them. I'm like, all right. So I worked the deal out with them to pick them up in the springs when I was dropping off wood, and they were perfect. They're a 60 series, and they were wide enough. So we got those put on there.
Hell yeah.
Uncle Donnie painted it. Dustin put the graphics on it. And now it has, in the back, I bolted down a big, I think it's a 100-pound fire extinguisher back there. So we have that in case we need it for if anything happens in the pits. And then I got the rollers. Last year we had a problem. I think JP's car blew the rear end out of it, but there was no rollers to get the car off the track. We had to use a floor jack to drag it back.
Right.
So I got some of those pump-up jack rollers.
Those cool. Yeah, that 2-roller deal that goes around the wheel. That's awesome.
So I picked up a set of those. Those are in the back of it. We'll throw a jack in the back of it. And then eventually I'll get a toolbox to put in the back of there as well.
You can actually see them up here, up behind the Nova there.
Yeah, exactly.
So nice. That's sweet, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we'll get the windows tinted, and we'll do a little bit of different stuff with it. But there might be a change to this thing for next year. So the paint's cool the way that it is, but then my dad's standing in the garage, and he's like, why didn't you paint that thing like the little red wagon? And I'm like, dude, why didn't you say something?
Perfect.
So we'll paint it red. We'll put the gold lettering on there. Maybe I'll go get like a small block, one of those plastic small blocks,
to put in the bed,
and some zoomies and stuff, and stick it in the bed so you still can take it out of there. People are going to be breaking their car just to drive the damn truck, I think, when it's all done.
Right. And so it is stick. Can it reach a highway speed?
60, probably about 60 mile an hour is probably top speed.
It's about it.
That's it.
But it's cool. It's because it's got a bed, so now dudes can go pick up motors and rear ends and transmissions and whatever. Fat girls if they want. And
you ain't gonna reach 60 mile an hour at that point, but whatever.
But hey, whatever. Indeed, Ed Hohenberg, it is awesome, and that's cool. Drink. It is a sweet truck. I guess it's a Kia truck.
Yep, that's it.
And I told you, this thing reminds me of the Kia Bongo from Iraq, and that's the insurgent truck of choice, the Kia Bongo.
Great. Well, and what we might do, that motor doesn't have a lot of horsepower, so I'm sure, maybe we'll get with PFI or somebody, see if they can make a stroker kit for it, or if we can retrofit something else into it that'll still let us have the bed.
Dude, that would be so cool.
The sky's the limit. It's going to be super. I want to keep pushing it and building it, because it's so great too, because it's so small. I can haul it no problem. We had boxes on both sides in the generator, and I drove the damn thing up in there.
It's like Tetris. It's like nothing, no big deal.
Yep.
I wonder, because I know a lot of guys that do sport bike motors in stuff, but then you don't get a reverse because you have to use if you use a sport bike trans.
Oh,
but
well, it's real light. You can just push it.
Yeah, pretty much. Just stick your foot out the door and push it. It'll back up.
Maybe just get a Hayabusa motor in trans. That would be sweet.
I wonder if we could retrofit like a snowmobile deal on there that reverses.
That would be cool too.
There's got to be a way.
There's got to be, for sure. And Connie Crago wants to know if you can grudge race Pat Cook on the Grom.
I think I can take him. I don't think he's bringing the Grom.
He's not bringing the Grom.
No.
But if he ends up back with the Grom, we're setting that shit up.
I'm gonna get one of those little Sneaky Pete nitrous bottles and put on there if we have to do that.
Yeah, Ed Hohenberg says boost makes everything better.
That's right. So, we just do a small turbo on it.
Right?
Yeah.
Like maybe it'd be awesome. So we've got that stuff all set up. We've got dude, the truck, the cool new truck is gonna be awesome. Talk about what we're bringing for. What are you bringing for swag? Do you have hats made up? You have shirts made up?
I have hats, shirts. We have tumblers, water bottles, tank tops, new hats,
keychains.
Bam! I love that hat.
Keychains, koozies.
Yeah, she's like, do you like that brown?
He doesn't like these hats. He said they're too preppy for him, but they're really cute.
No, it's super cool. I mean, I'm wearing basically that same thing, but it's a 1320 hat. So, right. I mean, they're doing something right.
Hey, I'll get it. Preppy people got to wear hats too.
Right. Oh, Darklight on YouTube. Thank you so much. Dude, Berlin's Old School Garage channel on YouTube has a video on how to make one of those trucks go about 85.
Oh, man. I don't know, dude. 85 mile an hour in that thing? Holy. I think we could do that, but we're going to put a governor on it for everybody else to drive it.
Right. You can drive at 85.
Yeah.
And I could drive at 85. But
yeah, could you imagine that 13-inch wheel and that little tire going 85 mile an hour? That thing's freaking ripping.
Yeah, but Pontiac Astrea would go 85.
Oh, that's true, I guess. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, but you're the first person to the freaking accident in that thing.
No, that is 100% true. It'll take you straight to the wreck site.
Yeah.
Someone wants you to hold them some stuff, but yeah, that's tough, man. I don't know. It's Facebook user. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, send a message to me and I'll see what I can do.
She can see any hoodies.
No hoodies.
That might make sense to talk real quick. It's humid in Colorado right now. We have gotten so much rain, and so it feels cold.
Yes, bring your jackets. Definitely, especially when we're going in the mountains. You guys are going to freeze. Yep, people aren't used to this air. We're not used to humidity, but you guys aren't used to our dry air, and it gets cold, especially when one of them storms comes through. Man, you guys get wet, you'll be chilled out. So make sure you wear a hoodie or something like that, or bring a hoodie or jacket. And if you can, we'll try to supply as much as we can, but you need sunscreen, you need bug spray, because with all this moisture, we've got a lot of mosquitoes this year, which is way more than what we normally do. I can't even go outside now without getting bit. So
yeah, exactly. Mosquitoes are crazy right now, obviously, especially at night. But I got bit in the day the other day by a mosquito. I've never seen a mosquito in the day in my life. So yes, make sure you bring some bug juice, bring your sunscreen, and it is going to be chilly. So wear a couple extra layers. You don't need like a heavy coat or anything like that, but bring a jacket, bring a couple of hoodies, bring some long pants, because it's going to get cold at night.
And we talked about doing hoodies, but it's kind of a tough deal. There's, getting the hoodies. They're hard to get right now anyways. And we just didn't do them this year. So sorry about that.
It is what it is. Maybe at some point you'll have them on the website. Yeah. Who knows? Stay tuned. Pay attention. We got you. But anyway, I think Q&A, guys, throw out as much as you can. Oh, Earl Garzinski needs you to hold those.
Oh, yeah. I can do that, Earl.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't answer when you called, Earl. That's probably what you were calling for, but we were loading. I wasn't answering any phone calls.
Nick Richards says he feels bad for his motorcycle guys in the mountains this year. And yes, we do still have the motorcycle class. But he's not going to make it for 1.0, but he'll be on 2.0. So,
well, he'll be cold in 2.0 then too. So
it's going to be cold if it stays the way it is. But that said, we were just talking kind of beforehand. The forecast looks great. So I think we're going to be good. It has been really, really wet. So we've been getting a ton of rain. We got some hail today. We got hail yesterday. Bandimere got pelted. So, that sucks a lot. And yeah, Pueblo's road washed out. So they got that all fixed up, but the forecast does look good. So I think we're in good shape. It's going to be maybe hot at Pueblo. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Vince Rui posted it was supposed to be like the hottest 2 days of the last like three months.
Of course.
And it's going to be like 99 and 100, and it's Pueblo. So same deal. Racers, race weekers. For those days when it's going to be hot, we got the chill trailer and 5,000 freaking otter pops. And June at the race week trailer always has waters. Yeah. So feel free, swing by, get a water. They're not going to charge you for them. They're not going to hassle you for getting waters. Please drink water. It's going to be hot those days, and it's the desert, man. It's the high desert, so drink water.
And we got electric light packets, and I believe you put them in their giveaway bags.
In the giveaway bag.
So we always try to put those in there with them. Plus, we have them up there. And a lot of people don't know this yet, but I got a hot dog machine that'll hold 200 hot dogs and 40 buns. So we're going to give that a shot. It's going to be...
That's a lot of wieners.
That's a lot of wieners, man. A lot.
And I'm not going to have anything to do with the hot dogs.
You're not going to... Wait until you get... So at work, we started this deal called Wiener Wednesday because every Wednesday we would just roll wieners on a hot dog roller. And so I dubbed the title of it's Wiener Wednesday, and we have hot dogs too.
June says she ain't gonna have nothing to do with the hot dogs, so that's no different than any other time.
No, bam! Welcome to marriage, my friend.
All right.
Sorry,
and this,
I have a lot of work to do now.
The Cisneros boys jump in. And they're hyping up Pueblo. It's Pueblo, dog. It's always hot.
Yeah.
So excited to see those boys too. They're bringing out that the CTSV again. I think they're maybe. I'm not sure. Is Sal bringing the Audi?
Oh yeah, again? For sure. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So those guys always bring it, and they have a good time. And thank you guys for tuning in so much. Drink.
So yeah, so we'll do that. It's, just kind of help everybody out because I know that you get busy and you guys don't eat or whatever. So you can come over and grab you a hot dog. It's cool because they're all stacked in there. It's got some little doors and a little deal to pop them out of there so you can just help yourself. And as they go, we'll load them up. And obviously we probably will run out during the day, but first come, first serve, and at least that'll kind of help some of you guys out that way. And it's our first time, so we'll have to see how that works, but 200 at a time in there. I mean, we should be able to do some pretty good damage, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously I've seen that happen on Sick Week, and it's a really, really good addition. A lot of these guys, thrashing, tired, nothing. You bring those dudes a hot dog. I brought Dennis Taylor a hot dog at Sick Week, and I thought he was going to kiss me on the lips because he just needed a hot dog at that moment. So yeah, that stuff's awesome. So check where is that thing going to be rolling at?
So I'm just going to do, we have our main tent that all the merchandise and stuff is in, and where you turn in your ticket and stuff. And then we've set that secondary one up next to it this last year. So I think I'm just going to set the table up there. I'll put it towards the back of kind of up against the wall of the trailer, put your spread out right there. So that way it kind of keeps, that way it's not, right there for everybody to try to come in and get whatever. And race weekers or road weekers, just, to help yourself. You're just going to come back in there, and we know you got a wristband on, so you're good. And come grab yourself a hot dog and get a water and go over and see the chill boys and, eat your hot dog and then get your bomb pop and go back to doing what you need to do.
Yeah, and get on the reaction time chairs. They'll have that stuff going on, and that was such a cool deal last year. Amanda Martin won at that deal, and she ended up winning more money than Travis, who won his class.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a very cool deal. And BMF Automation, one of our sponsors as well. Congratulations to those guys. They've been they were at the eBay Motors deal at SEMA. they've been all over with those reaction time chairs, and they're a good time.
Yeah.
And also, Earl wanted to say that he's got a shop available in Sunday in Longmont. So, guys, this is a kind of a good little segue. A lot of this stuff has gotten posted. If you want to keep track of what's going on and you're not already in the RMRWers page, go check that out. That's kind of our like main page. And then we're also doing a participants page, and we're going to try to use that one during the week. So pay attention to what's going on. We'll talk more about that at the drivers meeting, but that gives us a good place to kind of put that stuff out there. Hey, I've got a shop.
Right.
I'm over here. This kind of thing. That way we can hit as many people that it needs to hit, but maybe not into the masses kind of deal. So we'll play with that. But
well, and that's the same. For your long drive coming out of Kearney, you're basically coming into Greeley, and then we're gonna stop at it's Wiley's. It's what do you call it? What are the places that make the brewery? It's a brewery. They have pizza and stuff there. They're gonna have it's where we do the automation chair, reaction chair, cash days. So they're gonna have a food truck there and whatnot. You go there, and then basically you're gonna come down Highway 85, and go down 66 to go up towards the mountains. When you come down 85, you're gonna go right past basically by my place, and the same thing. I mean, I've got the lift, I've got welders, I've got 2 lifts actually. So I mean, if somebody needs to roll up and change oil, or even if somebody needs to camp here or whatever, everybody's more than welcome to utilize this. We'll be here. We'll probably just come home that night and then go down and hang out on the corner and watch everybody go by as everybody goes by and whatnot. But yeah, we have our place. It's a great area. Greeley has a lot of people that Jason's right there. Everybody's kind of in this area. So once you get into the Colorado area, we know a lot of people to help you guys get your stuff done. That's what's really cool. A lot of people get upset because we don't change our routes a lot. We don't move tracks a lot. But the thing about that is, what's good about that is we know where everything's at, and we have that established with all those people in these places, and they know that we come through here every year. So it's just another good way an avenue to help you guys continue to keep moving forward.
Yeah, and it's a really good way, really, to support the people that have continually supported you throughout growing the event, where we started with nothing, 70 cars and a hope and a prayer kind of a thing, to where it is now, where you've got the same folks on the route that have watched it every year and grow and grow and grow, and we help their business out a little bit, and they give us a good place to hang out and do some fun stuff.
And that's a lot of it. I mean, a lot of what we do, that's what I'm very loyal to, the people who are loyal to us, and we help them and they help us, support those who support you. And we've done that in a lot of ways, and I can't say that I'm sure that there's some people who probably don't feel like that they've got their return on it. We try to do everything we can to give a return back to the people who helped us sponsorship wise and stuff like that, and help their business grow. And what's great is even through COVID and all that, we supported businesses that probably, I would like to think that, maybe would have struggled even worse if we, our t-shirt guys and, my brother and his what they do with the stickers and stuff like that.
Right.
Not that there's just
even Bang Shift.
Yes.
Like Bang Shift didn't have anything on the docket. And so we gave them a place to do the live stream, and now they're an integral part of this.
Yeah. It's amazing what there's so many moving wheels to this that people don't really think about when you start really looking at it, on how much this affects, a whole group of people over the year, and just what that does. And, if you're loyal to those people, it's important to us, and I got to thinking about it. What's super cool is this group of people, and, if you're watching, or, we'll talk about this too, but we beat the odds of everything. We were told we weren't allowed to do something. We weren't allowed to go out of our house. We weren't allowed to go anywhere without a mask on. There were so many things that we were told we weren't supposed to do, and we defied all of that. And that's so cool, because that's the group of people we are. We went out and had fun. We didn't miss a beat, not one beat. The tracks that we work with supported us to do it, and the racers came out, and it's something to see what we did while everybody else was at home, locked behind their door. It was just awesome.
and jittering in their boots, and yeah, we're out doing it. And I mean, Lincoln, Kansas, that gas station,
right?
And that was one where I sat and talked to that guy a little bit, and I'm gonna try to pronounce her name. It's Dania Bushcutter.
I think you did it right, maybe.
I mean, we'll see. But that's that stuff, and that's you kind of see that in a lot of what's going on right now, especially in the Dragon Drive. I'm so glad we can say that without stupid whatever.
Problem. Yeah.
It just rolls off the tongue. It's so good. And endurance drag racing is clunky. So anyway, Dragon Drive.
We're dragon drivers.
Dragon, yeah, with yeah. I got something for you, by the way. But Dragon Drive stuff has done this. We get off of the highways and you get into these little towns and you see all this cool stuff. I mean, Wilson, Kansas, right? With the, or was that what it is? Wilson with the Czech egg?
Oh, the big A? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what a cool little town in the middle of nothing.
With an egg. How the hell would you even know? You wouldn't even ever know that's there.
How would you even know? How would you ever even know?
Was that Wilson, Kansas with the egg?
I think so.
Yeah.
Dunia.
Dunia.
Okay.
Oh, whatever.
Dunia.
It's got a freaking egg, whatever it is.
Anyway, so that was the lady's name. Dunia. Dunia Bushcutter. No, but that place is great. And that's the type of stuff that we get to see. And we get to go sell out this little gas station with gas. And the owner of the place going, dude, I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to make the mortgage payment next month. And like, dude, I can now. Like, this is amazing. I need to order more fuel. I need to close. But thank you guys. And that was one of those things. And that's just I'm gonna at the drivers meeting, and I'll do it right now to everybody. I'm gonna challenge everyone to eat just one meal. I mean, just one at not chain every day.
Right.
And that, I don't care. Eat a McDonald's breakfast. That's great. Do whatever you're gonna do, but go to a diner for lunch. Go to a diner for dinner. Go support one of these little bitty towns and pump. It's the same $31 you're going to spend at this place versus this place.
But it meant so much more to those people.
Exactly.
It actually went to them. It actually helped their community. And it's just crazy. I mean, when you go look at the whole thing of that, and I think that's what the biggest drive is, that, you guys as the racers drive us more than anything. Cause this is a pain in the ass. I mean, to be honest with you, this takes our whole life. You gotta think about how, like for me, like I am an owner operator of that semi truck. When that truck stops, that truck doesn't make me any money. So I take away from that. And then we got I have my own racing program, and we have our kids in sports and whatever. So, these 2 weeks that we take off, which it's just 2 weeks of actually taking off and being a part of this, but the stuff that happens all through the year to get this stuff done, like, it is a pain in the ass. I mean, it's a lot. And then I don't want nobody to be like, oh, we know that you guys love it and that you appreciate it. And that's not why I'm telling you. We do this because of you all. Like, that's why we do this. Because I mean, I don't race my own car most of the time anymore because of this, but it's because of your guys' passion and what you guys have done. It's amazing to see people go to the extents they have to fix their cars and to make them work and to continue on with this when you could just give up and put it away and you could go home. It's just that camaraderie and that change of life, and to actually get people and kids and everybody to go and say, that city life is not what life is about. There's these farmers out here, and there's these hardworking people that are working hard just like us that will drop everything to help us fix our car, and that are in these little towns. It's not what we're trained in our head that life is. What we see on TV is not what the true American person is. And it's just crazy. It's just so awesome to see, to have everybody experience that, and to actually have that, like I always say, the humanity come back to where everybody's trying to help each other to get to the end game. And we don't have that in this society anymore. And I think that's what this is, kind of a reset. When you can go do these events, it definitely resets who you are.
Totally. And it even kind of has a ripple effect out into the community, because, we're all of a sudden bringing 300 of the baddest streetcars in the country down this little farm road, and some farmers going, well, all right. And then some guy comes and knocks on his door and says, do you have a freaking stick welder so I can put my shock back on? And that dude's opens his whole shop. And then next thing you know, you have 4 or 5 freaking race week cars in there. And this dude just had the day his life.
He did.
He'd never seen a 69 Roadrunner and freaking 67 Nova and a Hellcat and some gasser in his shop ever. And he never will again.
Right.
And so like that made that dude's probably entire whole year. And like that's that kind of stuff, man. That is everything. And you know, the word gets out in these little towns that, you know, we're in town and all of a sudden the shops are closing down and people are bringing out their chairs or their riding mowers or whatever in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, to watch us come through, dude. And that's the coolest feeling ever because we just made those dudes' days. And then the dudes driving that all of a sudden have a dude on the side of the road holding up a do a burnout sign. He's having the time of his life too. You're damn right. I'm going to do a burnout for that dude on the side of the road on his riding mower.
Yeah. Yeah. When the kids ask you to do a burnout, you do a burnout.
Yeah. I mean, there's a special place in hell for a guy that doesn't do a burnout for a kid wanting a burnout.
Right. Yeah.
So
it is that. And you know, it gets back to the whole thing of when we were, you know, the kids don't get to see, and people, if you think about it, you're just going back to where things were in the 60s and 70s. Everybody was in their muscle car going in the open road, 55 mile an hour out on a 2-lane road because there was no highways. There was no 4-lane, 90 mile an hour, you know, and you went through Radiator Springs. You didn't get a chance to bypass.
I was just going to say it's real life cars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real life cars.
Just living that lifestyle. Somebody posted, Mark sent us something today, and I think Christy was the one that said it. It says, we need to be like we were, where you have 4 pages of Google Map and you're traveling like pirates. Well, that's exactly
what we do.
Yeah, this is what it says. We really used to print out 4 pages of MapQuest and travel like pirates. Well, that's what we do.
Exactly. And we do it with a ton of other dudes and chicks and kids doing the same thing and loving it. And that's why we do it. And it's so much fun. And I know that's why you do it. And it's for sure why I do it. And I tell guys all the time and they're like, how can you talk all freaking day about cars? And I said, A, I love talking about cars. B, these are my homeboys. I love all these people. These people are awesome. And they're coming out and they're bringing their shit on the road. They're getting their car out of the garage that's been sitting there doing nothing. And that's where you see the gamut of cars that show up. There's totally tinned out old bracket cars that dudes bring. And there's gassers that dudes bring. And there's some weird, MG thing with turbos and crap hanging out of the hood that some dudes bring. And it's just the width of car that shows up on this thing. And every single person has one goal in mind. And they'll tell you, I'm here to win. Well, bullshit. You're here to finish and you're here to have a good time.
Yeah.
And if you win, if you happen to win,
cool.
Good for you.
Yep.
But
no, it's that's it. You have to appreciate every aspect of it. And that's what's so great about this. And like we've talked about, it doesn't matter your race, your sexual preference, your bank account, how much money you have in your bank account. We don't give a shit about any of that stuff. All we care about is you have whatever it is that you have and you get where you need to go. And we're going to do everything we can to help you with that. It's just an amazing thing to be able to do. It's just, there's no way to, and like people if you guys are new and you've never done this before, like we've told everybody, you're ruined. We're going to ruin you.
You don't even know it yet, but you're ruined. And you'll see day 2, you're going to be like, this is like nothing I've ever done. And it's amazing. Like my buddy Steve, who's a bracket racer through and through. He got COVID real bad. He almost died. He's coming this year and he's riding with Nick Ball, who's now ruined.
Right. I
mean, and if you guys remember, I told you, like, dude, Nick has to get in. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have any like weight here, but if I have to pull one thing, please let Nick in.
Yeah.
And because Nick had lost his dad not long before that, and recently has lost his mom from COVID. And it was like, dude, you need to come do this. Ruined. Loves it. Won't do anything else. But Steve's coming now. And so I'm excited to see Steve out here. He's my buddy that got me into cars. So nice. I've been hammering him to come on one of these. And finally it's time. And he's got a total bracket race 7D Chevelle. And I called him yesterday and I said, you wait. Day 2 or 3, you're going to be ordering like 373 gears for that.
Right.
And like not quite as wicked of a camshaft. And you're going to bring that shit on one of these at some point. You wait.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Rich Guido says, "Don't do it." And if you don't want to get addicted, and that dude is fully addicted.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
100%. That dude's, and we're gonna miss him on
Absolutely.
one, unfortunately. And you know, he told me I got it. You know, the one time in 5 or 6 years or whatever they asked me to be at work, I got to do it. And I was like, "Well, dude, did work ever put you on a T-shirt? Because Dragon Drive sure as shit did." And he said, "Well, T-shirts don't really pay my mortgage, so
Yeah, they don't help buy those car parts either.
right, exactly."
Well,
And
and too, like in RM Lloyd, like, you know, I mean, we miss some of these guys. RM's doing the Great Race, which is basically starting in Florida, and they're driving all the way to Colorado Springs. And anybody that doesn't know who he is, man, what is he, in his late 70s, early 80s, probably?
something like that, yeah.
An old international pickup truck, and he's just the coolest old man. And we lost him one time. We're like, dude, where did seen RM Lloyd?
Where did RM go?
Seen him. So we're all freaking out looking for him. He blew the motor up, but he didn't tell nobody that he freaking blew the motor up.
Right.
And he went home, and we're all thinking, what happened? We lost our old guy, you know? So.
Yep. And it's funny, Stevie made really good friends with him. And just happened to like pull up next to him and, you know, hey, an International. Her dad's got an International, but it's Ford powered, so, you know,
yeah.
they're Ford family.
Damn Fords.
I know.
What are you gonna do?
But either way, yeah, she was like, "Oh, that's an International." So they ended up becoming great friends. And then, yeah, I was like, "Where's RM?" And called her. "Hey, have you seen RM?" "Oh my God, I haven't." And it turned out he just, blew his motor up and went home and didn't tell anyone. But that's the kind of stuff. And like, I mean, we get those guys, we get old drag week guys that, you know, and dudes that are going for this world championship and stuff. So we're going to have Aaron Schaefer back with the Silverback car. So lots and lots of really cool stuff. Obviously, Trevor Brandon, who we had on earlier, bringing back the GTR. Corey Thompson's on his way with his Chevelle. So guys,
there's some stuff that I haven't seen before. You know, that's what's cool about doing the video text, because I get to see cars that I have, you know, I get to see them before anybody else gets to see them. So it's pretty cool. But there's some stuff that I've seen that looks like it's going to be pretty nasty. And they're just same thing, a lot of different things. And I mean, I'm sure I can tell you, I didn't even see half of what we got a tech. The virtual tech didn't go not as many cars went through it this year. So I'm anxious to see what else is out there, but it's cool, man. It's cool to see a bunch of new cars. I think it's going to be a little bit more laid back this year. Like, you know, it's going to be like the old days a little bit, because you don't have some of the bigger names out there. I think it's just going to be a little bit more chill, and it's going to be awesome. I think we're going to have a really good time.
It's going to be a super good time. Obviously, bang shift with the live stream. But if you're within stone throws distance of these tracks, come. Obviously, we're in Kearney on Saturday, the 24th. We have the Friday block party, and then we have Saturday tech and racing at Kearney, 3 to 10 ish. Maybe can flex that. We'll see what that looks like. Sunday, the 25th, we're on a drive day, so no live stream. Look for some 1320 updates at that point. The 1320 crew is going to be out, and obviously our title sponsors, so we'll see them a lot. So we'll see, expect some updates from those guys. Also, the Rocky Mountain Race Week Facebook page and the Rocky Mountain Race Week website. So
and we have our what is our, it's YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah, YouTube as well.
YouTube video too. And we actually finally just went, it's gotten enough views so that it's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. So,
exactly.
Cool. So we'll be doing some stuff on there too, for sure.
So pay attention to all that stuff, especially drive days. Those are going to be the days where guys are going to be editing and uploading all that stuff, because we'll be moving. And likely when they get into the Denver area, because we're at Bandimere next, that's when they'll start uploading stuff. So pay attention. Sunday, kind of midday, you'll start seeing a lot of stuff coming out from that first day at Kearney. Then Monday, the 26th, we're at Bandimere. This is you and Mai's home track. All of our people should be there. So Monday, we race 3 to 10, and that's going to be a 10. Like, unfortunately, Bandimere's a 10. Done. But bring your people. $15 gets you in. 12 and under are free.
Yep.
So check that out. Please come out. And like you said, we want to blow the roof off of that place. What's our spectator record?
I think it was 1,800, right around 1,800. So we can go over that. I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be cool if we can just knock that. I mean, a weekday, I mean, to get 1,800 people there on a weekday is phenomenal in itself. If we can knock that out the door, and that's kind of why we left the pricing where it's at, to make it affordable. You ain't gonna go anywhere right now for $15 to go do anything at this point. So just come down. Just let's just rock that place.
Oh, dude, totally. And then talk about rocking that place. We do Pueblo 2 nights in a row. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, 3 to 11 each night. Spectators at noon for both of those. So with that second Pueblo day, that 12 is going to be really, really important because we're going to have a drive, but it's going to be out and back kind of drive. So you're going to see some people getting in there relatively early, and you'll have a chance to check out the cars. All of the spectator tickets are a pit pass, so you get to see all the cars up close and personal. Are you bringing the Hulk?
No.
Damn it.
No. Sorry. The trailer's so full right now. I don't even know how we did it last time. I mean, it's just crazy to try to stuff all that stuff in there. And honestly, where we're at is we're still working on dialing in our 8th mile, and we're doing the PSCA deal.
Oh, so you got the 8th mile stuff in it?
Yeah, I do. And I didn't have time to switch it over. And I mean, we're getting there, dude. Like we're talking.
I've seen
110, 112, 60 foot.
I've seen some videos.
The car shut off at. We had an RPM limiter in there that because of the blower RPM before. Now the blower actually makes way more boost in the slower gear. So we're like, we can bring the RPM up a little bit more. And we're not taxing the blower out. Well, Brent had 3 safeties on there so that it would shut the motor down if we got to that RPM, and we missed one of them. But the car shut down at 2. What it is? It was like 2.3 in the run is when it shut the motor off, and I still went a 3.0, like a 301. A 3001 in the 330. So it was already going into the 2s in the freaking 330.
Wow.
With the shutdown at 2.3. So, I mean, the thing's rocking. So we can get this all dialed in and figured out. We've kind of already looked at some of the other guys' numbers for the quarter mile stuff with the other drag and drive stuff. So you can kind of do the math and start figuring out what we can do with that thing. So when we come out for drag week with that car, if we can get it to do what it's doing with these 8th mile gears in there, that thing's going to be a force to be reckoned with if we can keep it together.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And you are signed up for drag week this year.
I am. Yeah, we're going to go to we're going to give it hell.
Attaboy. Attaboy. And are you going to be an ultimate iron then?
Yep.
Yeah. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So
we're
excited. We're not pulling any punches this year. We're going to try to do the PSCA deal, keep knocking that down. There's some other stuff that's coming up, that there'll be some small tires and big tire stuff that we have going with the Pueblo. And Pueblo's great. Like I'll go back to the car, but we were talking about Pueblo. They are amazing. The people who come out from Pueblo to support our racing is unbelievable. What they do, I mean, we had to close the gates at COVID because we couldn't take any more people in. It was amazing.
The sheriff shut us down and said, "You guys are done, man. Yeah. I don't care. You guys are done." And that's so cool. I've never been part of anything that's ever been freaking sold out before.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And no, it was super cool. But Pueblo lays it down. Obviously, the deal you're talking about is the Steel City Shootout.
Yeah,
and that's a deal that Donnie puts on down there, and Race Week is actually a sponsor of that, right?
We are. We put some money back into it to help with that, to kind of keep the local stuff going, and it's a no prep end of the track deal. There's actually one right after Race Week that following Saturday this year, and then on 2.0, it's actually the next day. So I'm hoping that a bunch of guys will stay and go do it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if you ever never done it, a lot of the guys that race with us for Race Week are big into that, so we know that they'll be there. But any of you guys that have never done it before, everybody thinks no prep's crazy. But to be honest with you, when the first runs are a little bit, you don't have that grip to the ground. But I can tell you, after the first round, your foot sticks to the ground. Your groove is a lot narrower. You have to make sure you stay within that area, or you want to get out of it because you're going to knock the tire off. But it's amazing. Like, it's pretty cool to go down there and watch what's going on with that. And we did a lot of. I used to be in the Street Outlaws stuff, the Colorado one, and I've done Street Outlaws, the TV show. And so to be able to go back and do this stuff at the end of the track, and I was a big street racer for a lot of years as a younger person, and it's cool to be able to have that street atmosphere. And Pueblo puts a lot of that together for us. So it's cool. Like, we try to support any of the kind of racing around here. And I look at, there's some of these other guys, like you got Kotar and some of these other guys that are doing these weekend drag and drives, and if I think they're good, and their heart's in it for the right reasons, we definitely are behind all that kind of stuff. So
totally. And Kotar, king of the open road.
Yep.
If you're new. But dude, Pueblo 4 times this year, because we start and finish at Pueblo in 2.0 now.
we do.
And so two times here on 1.0, obviously start and finish there on 2.0 on race week, if you will. So that's super awesome. And thanks again to Donnie. Same deal as Kearney, kind of pulling it out, making it happen, giving us a good spot to start and finish at. And really the idea there is you knew that Bandimere was going to be closing, so it made the most sense to get the folks back to Bandimere and doing it in the fall.
It's going to be amazing. Well, and 2.0, there's a ton of them. Some of them didn't want to come, that they didn't want to make that drive, but a lot of them have always wanted to do 1.0 and just never got in. So I knew we had that small window. Honestly, I didn't know it was going to close this year. I knew we were going to have a 2-year window. I knew that. I had no idea. I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't know that we were closing this year. So it kind of worked itself out. That's why we, and then just with some of the other tracks closing and new owners and stuff like that, like it just made sense for us to do that. And I'll kind of give you a little bit of a hint. I know everybody's really wanting us to get the 2.0 stuff figured out and ironed out so everybody can make their arrangements. Give us through this week so we can get through this week, and then we'll start looking at it. But our objective is to try and possibly hit Bandimere twice. That's what we're looking to try to figure out. So
nice.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Drink.
Cool.
If we can work it out.
Right. Sporty said he's on. He's game for it. We just have to make sure that logistically it'll work. So
yeah, totally.
But back to the car.
But anyway, back to the car, and then we'll get back through Pueblo, and we'll finish up the rest of our route and stuff. And I think we'll probably call it.
Perfect. So,
so folks in the comments, real quick, any last minute questions. And Rich Guido, I did get your question. Oh no, his phone died. He's gone. Son of a. Okay. So we'll wait for him to plug his phone back in and dial back in here. But I don't know what the status of the stick car is, June's stick car, but we'll get him back on and we'll talk about that. But real quick, while we get him back, the Pueblo again, Tuesday the 27th, and then Wednesday the 28th for Pueblo. So 2 days in a row, we will have a drive in between. We're going to be up in the mountains and doing stuff both times, 3 to 11 o'clock. So Pueblo parties hard and they party late. So we're going to go into 11 both days, and spectator gates at 12 for both of those days. So make sure you guys get there and check that stuff out for sure. And then that last day, that Wednesday, the 28th, is going to be the day where everyone's going to freeze in their averages. So that's going to be your last chance on the track to get your average set up, because we go back to Kearney and we do the shootout. So we heads up race our fastest 32 cars, and we bracket race everybody else. So, Matt's back. So keep that in mind. Plug in your phone, man. Our second day at Pueblo is going to be that last day where you can freeze up that average. So that second day is going to be really, really important. And Pueblo is, I'm not sure the altitude at Pueblo. Is it? I mean, it's like 4,200 or something like that.
It's pretty close. I don't think it's off by that much of Bandimere.
It's pretty close. But that said, so especially you index guys, you 850, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 guys, that's going to be a tricky day for you to get that car kind of, set up and get that frozen to make your drive back to Kearney, and then go back into the shootout where we're going to do, again, heads up race the fastest 32 cars and bracket race everybody else. But welcome back.
Sorry, I hit the X and I shut it off. So somehow
that happens. Whatever. What are you going to do? Real quick, Rich Guido asked what June's stick car is doing.
Well, as soon as we get back, that's where we'll be headed. I got wiring left to do. Brent's going to do the wiring. I got a little bit of body work to do. I was just finishing up by basically doing the glass work, putting the frames around the glass and all that stuff. But I had that 50 pickup, that white 50 pickup, that had to get to the guy because his daughter was getting married. So I had to stop everything and get that thing thrashed out and get it out. So now that that's gone, there's no more customer stuff. So it's all our cars. We're gonna get her car done. I'm gonna get the coupe put back together, and it's gonna be fun. And the kids, we got all the kids' trucks we got to get done too.
Yeah, so. Yeah, they all got into diesel trucks, so you got to now be a diesel mechanic.
Yeah. Aaron's asking about the second day drive. It is, what is it, 100 and what, June? The drive at Pueblo?
Oh, it is 100 and...
Hold on, we'll tell you.
106 miles round trip.
106 miles round trip, and it's going to be super cool.
And then how many miles this year?
I don't know.
I do.
Oh, June does. She's got it.
June knows.
I thought you had to write another route still. How do you know the mileage? Oh, she's done, she said.
Oh, well, good for her. So we'll get that going, but then, oh yeah, Mr. Guido, bam! Can't wait to see it out.
It's gonna be fun. She might need to take some tips from you guys that are into that whole stick car thing. I'm an automatic guy, so I know how to drive a stick, but I don't know how to drive one that's face plated and all that good stuff.
Oh, it's not that bad. You just got to rev match downshifts. So
great. 1,136 miles.
1136.
Yeah.
Nice. That's not that bad. That's less than I've actually expected.
Yep.
Well, we tried not to. That last drive from Pueblo to Kearney is like what, 420 miles or something like that.
Yeah. So not hammering too much.
Yeah.
The first few days.
420 and a 425.
Oh, we got two. So one's 420 and one's 425.
Well, there you go.
That's wow.
420 for Colorado, I suppose.
From 420
he was 420.
Oh yeah.
Got a blonde mullet.
Yeah, exactly. For a brunette, you're quite blonde.
Thanks, Adam.
But again, so that last day we're doing that shootout. So the way that we do that is we break the top 8 into a class. That's the FAF 8. That's the fastest fuck 8. We have the second 8, and those are the bad motherfuckers. That's our BMF 8.
BMF.
And then we got our quick 16. So the top 32 all race in brackets in those classes. So we do chip draw. So it's not 8 versus 1 or anything like that. And we'll do that, and we'll figure out how that kind of will play into our schedule when it happens. Last year we did it at the drivers meeting. I thought that was kind of cool. So everyone kind of got to see who was racing, but I think a lot of the bracket guys don't really care too at the same time, but we'll figure that out. We'll make it good. But so 8, 16, and then from 34 down, we bracket race everybody.
Yeah.
I need to find out from Joe, and I haven't talked to him about it yet, if we're going to do true start. So it will be auto start for sure. True start is the deal that it's the first or worst red light. So if you leave first and you red light 30 and the guy behind you leaves and red lights 31, he gets the red light and you go on. So that was a thing that we had to kind of deal with last year. And Matt called me and goes, dude, I don't know shit about no bracket racing. Will you talk to this guy? He, wondering about true start. That's what true start is. We'll talk about that at the drivers meeting once I find out from Joe if that's the deal. But that makes it kind of more even for the slower car in the red light category. But that said, we bracket race about 250 freaking cars, and it's awesome. And you got bracket racers are racing for $1,000. The quick 16s racing for $1,000. The BMF is running for 2,500, and the FAF is running for 7,500.
Yep.
Yeah. So heads up race, no clocks, no time slips, win lights only, and that's just how it's going to work. And just know that you can pull out as much wick as you need to pull out to get win lights, and then we're just going to leave it at that.
That's right.
And everyone remember to bring your window chalk. So for your bracket race, if you've got a ride-on stick, please bring that with you, or every track is going to have those for sale. So at some point along the route, buy yourself one of those if you can, and or share with some folks. We're going to bring one at least but you get to, for the bracket race, do your own dial in. So we're not going to put your dial in on it or nothing. You dial in the car, run it however you're going to run it, and hopefully it's good for you. One of the things we do that we throw a little monkey wrench in you is you're going to run all week on a 4/10 Pro Tree, and then at the shootout, we're going to run you in a 5/10 full tree for the bracket race only. Everybody else is still going to be a 4/10 Pro Tree. So we throw a little bit of a monkey wrench at you there right at the end.
Absolutely. And as far as the week goes, listen, there's a lot of these guys are doing a deal where they're penalizing you if you sit there too long on the light for your action time. They give you a penalty for that. We don't do that. And there's a couple of reasons why. One, I feel like you're adults. You guys should be able to figure it out on your own. Don't be hanging out at the light. If you just go. You guys need to be reacting. You got to be trying to work on that for the end of the week anyways. So just act like you're in a race. The other thing is, obviously, there's a difference in altitudes with what we've got going on, and sometimes it's going to take you a little bit longer to spool. That's just the nature of the beast of what we do. So, if you have some troubles like that, we're going to give you the courtesy of that, just understanding that that's what's going on.
Totally. Earl, I think spectators are noon every day. So, so I think 12 o'clock noon for spectators gets you in. And then that Bandamere day, we've got the drive day before that. So I think you'll probably get a really good chance of seeing cars right around that kind of noon time, depending on the weather, obviously. If it's really, really hot, maybe not. But I don't think it's going to be. Everything I'm seeing is kind of mid-80s all week other than Pueblo.
Right.
But
everything could change, too, between now and then. You never know.
Yeah, you just never know. It's raining like crazy outside right now. So Here we go. And Brad Stapp says right on. And Brad's not going to be with us this year. Brad's actually getting married pretty soon too. So I'm officiating his wedding.
Cool.
So that's gonna, that is cool. Drink.
But hey, if weddings are keeping you from coming racing, we might have to reevaluate this.
Yeah, no, I mean, come on, man. You got a turbo pickup truck. Let's go. And Earl says they're going to go right past your house. Heck yeah, Earl. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, guys, throw it up in the comments. I think we're going to get ready to wrap it up here. We pretty much covered everything right up until the drivers meeting. And then we're going to at the drivers meeting, we'll run through everything. So the big thing that we're going to do. Yeah, exactly, Ed. Get married there. That's the way. That's the way. But that said, we're going to go through everything, but thumbs up for, folks on the side of the road. We're going to kind of keep that stuff going, make sure that's going. We're going to go through all of our special awards. We got, of course, the Rookie of the Year. We've got Young Guns. We've got Wicked Chicks. We've got Fastest with No Trailer. We got Kids Choice stuff. We got the Road Week stuff, and Race Week racers. We really need you guys to vote on the Road Week cars. In your swag bag is going to be a little vote thing. And last year we got like 40 votes out of the 300 and whatever people we had. And we had to kind of make our decision out of that. So make sure you're voting for those Road Week cars. And as they're doing something cool, give them a little kudos, and we'll see that stuff and we'll get them going. So again, get your comments up, and anything else you want to add right now, Matt? Or are you pretty well caught up and ready to continue packing your trailer?
I think we're good. Just come with an open mind, come to have fun. I mean, obviously, everybody's competitive or whatever, but just come and enjoy it. And most of you guys have been, a lot of you guys have done this. If you're a new guy, hang out with some of the older guys. They'll teach you the ropes of what's going on. Don't get stressed out. This isn't a high pressure situation. Somebody will help you with whatever you need. If you got a question, don't hesitate to come ask one of us. We're happy to talk to you guys and get you through it. If you're new and you've never been even into a light or whatever, and you're a road weeker or something like that, and say you didn't bring a jacket or whatever, come see me. We try to keep jackets and stuff to help you guys with that stuff. Like, we're always trying to help you guys no matter how it is. So if you haven't done it before, we can walk you through it. Somebody will walk you through it. Somebody will help you. This is your vacation. This is for you guys to come and have fun and enjoy the week. So don't be feeling like you're just overwhelmed and stressed, because that's not how we want you guys to be.
And especially in this one, the Rocky Mountain Race Week edition, that's always been in the June, July area, where we want you to bring your kids. We want you to have a good time. It's family friendly. We're going to be, feeding you guys hot dogs and, slinging you guys waters and Otter Pops and all sorts of crazy stuff. But come with an open mind, come and have a good time. And really it is the easiest way that you're going to get ruined.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Red Hat says it right. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
That's right.
Because honestly, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting 5 guys that are having the time of their life on this stuff. So yeah, if you're one of those other guys, we come show up, hang out, enjoy it, and then don't come back. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not for everybody. There are some people that don't like it, and that's cool too. Whatever. Just make the best of it while you're there, or if you want, peel off and go home. We don't want you to quit, but if you want to.
Right.
And you know what? If you're not having a good time, you just find that purple Monero and hang out with the Australians, because if you can't have fun with those guys, you can't have fun.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, those guys are bringing that car out, and that thing is super cool. It's got the Hillborn stacks coming out of the hood, and those guys freaking hooning that thing. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time. And anything you guys need, Matt's gonna be around. So if it's your first one, you'll see he will be in your pits. He'll be telling you, asking you if you're doing well. You'll see. I mean, we put our money where our mouth is. He's out there in the heat with you guys being in the heat. He's out there running on the reaction time chairs with you guys running on the reaction time chairs. He's
June too. We're all boots on the ground. She's out there in the heat with you. The girls are. Everybody's right there with y'all. And I try to pack as much crap that I can find in my garage to put in the trailer. So if you could break something, you can come ask me. If I don't have it, me and Adam will do everything we can. We'll go to the end of the earth to try to find you the part that you need to keep you going.
Yeah, exactly. So, but come, have fun, enjoy it. And we really, really appreciate everyone for tuning in on this, getting a little kind of heads up before we leave on this deal. And we really, really appreciate everyone that's signed up to all this stuff. Race weekers, road weekers, you're about to see, like, this is a really good time. You're not a second-class citizen on this deal. We're going to try to get road weekers passes at all the tracks. So obviously not in competition for anything, but if we can, we're going to get you a pass everywhere we can. Obviously we can't promise that, but like the goal is at one of the stops at Kearney, and especially that last day, you guys are great to have in the middle of the bracket races and stuff like that. When we get down to, 12 cars in one class and 2 cars in another and 2 cars in another and 4 cars in another, having road week cars to make passes at Kearney is super duper awesome. So, Aussies are 10 miles per gallon of beer. You're damn right.
Yeah.
But everyone, that's the goal, is every single person that shows up and has a wristband on their wrist leaves having a good time. And we really, really, really hope that you guys do that. So if there's anything that we can do, enjoy, let us know and just say, hey, it would be cool if you did this, but just know if you're a jackass, you might get screamed at a little bit. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you come at it wrong, it's just, that ain't it. But
this red and this beard, it kind of makes you a little fiery. So it's nothing personal, but when you're in the heat and you're under the stress and you come at me in a way, you might get a little bit something back at you. But we try to do everything. If you got a problem, something's not working for you, if something's screwed up, the light's screwed up, or the lanes got jammed up and you stuck back there for an hour, you come talk to me and I will change whatever needs to be done. I will make it work for you. I always have. You can ask any of these guys that have been doing this for a long time. That's why I'm there. I'm there to make sure that we fix the problem and make sure that we take care of things. And that's what our goal is just to keep you guys rolling.
And that get out of jail free card that June came up with is freaking great. What a great idea. So it gives you that, hey, I blew the tires off. I want one more pass. Here it is. One for the week. That's all you get. That's a super cool deal. And then just real quick, we'll touch on this again. The last day shenanigans, the shootout, the top 32 cars are going to heads up race each other. So the top 8, the 9 through 16 and 17 through 32 are all going to race each other. If you're number 33 to number 300, give or take, whatever we have for a number of cars, you're going to be in the bracket race. If you want a bracket race, we'll also have an option for you just to break beams. And if you want to just break beams or do time only passes, we'll have that going for you as well. But if you want a bracket race, and even when you go out of the bracket race, if you want to continue to time only run, feel free. Great. We need some filler as we get cars down, car counts down. But that said, so if you're 33 to 300, you bracket race or you time only race. And that's it. But your average for the week is frozen at Pueblo. What I mean by frozen is you're not done yet. You need to make that last drive. You need to at least break the beams at Kearney to solidify that average. So it's frozen. You haven't completed the drive yet, but once you get that drive down, you break the beams, you're done.
Yeah.
The
So
average
if you're
is
a number
set.
one in your class, if you're sitting in the number one spot at Pueblo, you're in the number one spot. If you break down and you do not make it back to Kearney and break those beams, you just lost that spot.
Right. So number two, if he makes that drive, he or she makes that drive and breaks the beams, they are number one now. So, so that second day in Pueblo is really, really big for locking up the classes. And then we're talking, every class has their payouts. So unlimited is 2,000. Everybody else is 1,000 on their payouts.
And the overall.
And then the overall happens that same time as well. So the overall fastest is done that fourth day in Pueblo, but that dude's got to make his drive back to Kearney just like everybody else and break the beams. So again, we'll have that ability. And like we did last year, we did the kind of break the beams session. So we just got that kind of out of the way. We're going to do something like that again for you
and we
guys.
Didn't even, and in that deal there, I didn't even expect you, if you didn't want to go on the track, we made a deal set up. I basically stood over to the side on the return road and said, anybody who wants to come just break the beam, come drove up to me. We gave them a chip. They handed me the chip. They made the drive up there under their own power. And that was it. We encourage you to race. Like we want you guys to race. We really would want you to race because I think you're having a lot of fun doing it. But if you're just ready to be done and you want to break the beams to seal it and you don't want to do the drag race part of it, then we're okay with that too.
Well, and it's a good strategy for a guy like Jason Hurley brought it up and said, what if I break my car in the burnout? Well, okay, why don't you go break the beams real quick? And then you at least seal up your, whatever spot you ended up in.
Right.
And then, if you go hang the rods out of the thing in the burnout and you don't stage the car and get it through the beams in the shootout, like no big deal is what it is.
Yeah. But you already you sealed that.
Yeah. You've already broke the beams. So,
and didn't we do the fastest to figure out the fastest of the 8 and so on? That was a single pass, wasn't it?
Single pass, exactly, yes. Not average. So you can blow a day and have a really bad day, but still end up in the FAF. If you have the time slip to turn in to do it.
Right.
So yes, so keep that in mind as well. You may be out of the average, but if your pass puts you, say, in the quick 16, well, now you got a chance to heads up race some guys. Or if your single pass, puts you in the quick 16, that gives you a chance to heads up race some guys and make a little bit extra money in the process. So that's going to be super cool. And our bump spot last year was in the low 9s. So, if you've got an 850 limited street car, you're heads up racing that last day. And most of those guys have cars that, earmuffs, dude, you can go faster than 850. And you didn't hear that from me, but like the time clocks are off, so we don't even know.
No, we don't know.
Whatever you guys do is what you do. That said, if you want time slips, and I got to tell you, last year I was like, hey, I'll see it up here. I'll let you guys know. Well, there's a setting where it shuts everything off. And they started doing that, so I had no idea. And guys were like, oh my God, what'd I run? Go get yourself a draggy.
Yeah, if you want to know what you ran, put a draggy in your car because we're not telling you. We don't know, and you don't know.
I don't know, and you didn't get a slip that tells you. So if your draggy says valid, we're going to tell you that was bullshit, and there's no way.
That's right.
Because, we know that car's only tech to 750.
That's right.
And it went 680 on your invalid ass draggy. But that said, that's why we do that, guys. And breed between the freaking lines here, okay? We're not going to come out straight and just, hey, this is what we want you to do, because but that's what's happening. So if you need to know, put a draggy in your car.
Maybe we might surprise you, and the last 2 cars in the final, the lights might just come on.
Yeah. You just never know. Maybe.
You never know.
You never know. And they're going to have draggies in the trailer for sale. So you got that guys going. You got
Who
that
was
going
that?
for you guys. Yes, Corey Wells. You won't get a couple of passes, but you'll get one pass. The last day we'll do a driver's meeting. We do that about noon. We were just talking about this, trying to figure out our timing because Kyle was asking from 1320. But I think we do a driver's meeting about noon. About 1 o'clock, we start sending everyone for one test pass, and that's your pass. That's what you get. But you've already been at Kearney once, so you should have some data from the first day, and you've got your one pass from the last day, and that's what you're going to dial your car off.
Only
of.
for the bracket racers, though. The other guys, they got to go basically right off the street. They're going to go run their cars. So.
Yep, exactly. So all of the heads up guys are the first time you see them is going to be first round. So and that's the thing. Like Trevor Brandon made it to the second round in the FAF or I think he was in the BMF with his car with the GTR, and ended up making it to the second round with a car that, I mean, he was against a car that should have killed him, and it just, things happen. That's why we do that.
It's really, and what people think, they're like, well, that's not going to work. These guys are going to run away. So far, historically, the races have been matched. It's been really good racing. Like, you got a fast car, and maybe he can't get a hold of the track or whatever. Like, those races were so close. This comes out to be so fun to watch this because it's anybody's game.
100%. And Valkyrie Racing, and that's Sharon Klausner. So shout out to you guys. Kind of rowdy radio car getting the heads up on the final day if they want. Yes. However, you need to stay on your little tire. Unless you bring big tires with you the whole week. I guess, right? Or should they just stay on the little tire?
I don't know. Did we even talk about that?
We haven't. I mean, we had one rowdy guy make it in last year, and he used a draggy, which we allowed you to use if you made a quarter-mile pass with a draggy. Right. Or we used a Wallace Racing calculator to calculate you to a quarter-mile time. So, or you had a quarter-mile slip at some point. So
yeah, some of the guys did a quarter-mile pass, didn't they?
Right. So if you have a quarter-mile pass, you had or a draggy for sure, quarter-mile time, then we can put you in that if you would like to do that for sure. But I think Amanda's right. I think Rowdy had to stay on a little tire last year, and I think that we stick with that.
Yeah.
If you would like to, if a Rowdy car, and Rowdy radial, the rules are that 235 radial or a 26 850 slick. If you have that tire and you want to race in the heads up, you have to stay on that tire.
Or what if you get enough of the 8th mile cars that want to do it, then we just add a class.
I mean, they've already got a Rowdy shootout if they want it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So,
she's basically saying they could double enter or go to the other deal.
Not double enter, but if they want to scoot over run, if they want, if they have a quarter-mile time that puts them in a class to make 2,500 or 7,500.
Gotcha.
Can they run that
instead
as long as
they got a slip to turn in and it puts them in that position? Sure.
Right.
On the same tire.
And you want to keep them on the same tire.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So that's it. So Amanda, yes, Rowdy on the same tire. If you've got a draggy or a quarter-mile slip, do you want to use the Wallace calculator for the 8th mile to quarter-mile swap?
We do it across the board.
We can, as long as we say that works for anybody. Yeah, I think.
Okay. So the Wallace calculator, which you can find online, wallaceracingcalculators.com or something like that. A draggy with a valid stamp on the top, or a quarter-mile time slip. If you're a Rowdy car and you want to get into the quick BMF or FAF, then bring us a quarter-mile slip and we'll put you in. And again, that's a single pass.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be average, single pass.
Yep.
And it has to be a pass that was made during the event.
I mean, obviously, right?
Well, we need to clarify that.
100%. Yeah,
it's got to bring that loophole in. Well, I brought this ticket was from whenever, but you said any single pass.
Right, right, exactly. And Sharon says that Travis Martin on a little tire would be pretty killer. And I think that's what we're talking about, because Amanda is riding with Travis. I think that could be fun.
Yeah.
I think that could be fun. So that said, yes. So big 250 car bracket race, a 16 car, an 8 car, and an 8 car field for the heads up. And guys, this we can't, when I say we, I mean Matt came up with this thing last year, and it's been super cool. And it was such a good time. It was such a good time. Shut up, Amanda. Put the gear in it.
You can switch it out. I mean, we've seen guys do it in 45 minutes. They change the gears in a car, and that's one that doesn't have a third member. So
see, that's a valid point. Bring a third member.
Yeah, switch it out.
Oh, except that I'm not sure who this is, but just stay in the rowdy shootout so I can beat you twice. Oh, snap. Who's that? It's already started.
Oh, nice. Good.
It's already started. Guys, that said, I think we're set. We're like 2 hours in. I'm loopy. June's left. Who knows where she's even gone now?
She's over here. She's just hiding.
She's hiding now. Yep. Oh, it's Donovan. Okay.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's got to be Donovan Linwood with the Fox, and they're a husband-wife team, and Amanda and Travis are a husband-wife team. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, you see what they ought to do? Here's what they need to do. They need to freaking, when it comes, they can't, because they can't change drivers. Let's say they should have to switch the driver. The girls have to drive the car for the final round, but no, we can't do that.
Dude. So. Actually, they should probably make, because Amanda won the reaction time chairs last year, they should also have another reaction time challenge race against each other. Marissa and Amanda.
There you go.
And then Travis and Donovan race the cars. I like this. This is good.
We'll put them on a pro tree too.
Hell yeah. We maybe need to put some money on this.
Maybe.
This could be fun.
I got 20. I'm not going to tell you who I'm putting it on yet, but.
Right. Amanda laughs, but the Linwoods are game.
Nice.
Hell yes. I love it. That said, guys, Matt and June, get back in real quick. These are the guys. These are the folks. These people make this happen. Like Matt was saying earlier, June quit her job. She does this for her job. So 8 or 10 hours a day, she's routing his trucks, and she's calling sponsors, and she's answering messages, and she's doing all of the work behind the scenes. So June, thank you. You really are the backbone of this. We all appreciate you. Matt appreciates you, even though he won't tell you right now because it's race week and you guys hate each other.
Yeah.
But it can't happen without both of you guys. And you guys know that. And I think most of the people know it, but people need to know that, like, this is it. And the backbone is June for sure. And you guys, thank you so much for building what you did. And like Brad said,
what's funny is she didn't even know when she started dating me that she just got thrown into this. I'm like, oh, by the way, we're doing this race and you get to do this.
No, I was with you before.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, you didn't know what you were getting yourself into.
Yep, absolutely. But guys, thank you guys for joining me. I know you're really, really busy, and you now have 2 hours of time that you've missed to be on here. But I think it was really, really worthwhile. We were over 50 viewers pretty much the entire night, which is very cool. So so people were interested in this, and thank you guys so much for joining in and checking this out. And guys, we'll see you guys at the drivers meeting at the very latest on Saturday at Kearney. And guys, we're going to have such a good time.
All right. Be safe driving.
Yep. Be safe driving. Yep. Have fun. If you can't make it to the tracks, check us out on Bang Shift. All the information is on the website, RockyMountainRaceweek.com. Go see Rocky Mountain Race Week on the Facebook page. The main page is going to be run by by James and April from High Speed Media.
Yep.
And they're going to be running that all week, and that's going to be super cool, as well as the YouTube channel, all that. So go check all that out. Check out RMRWers on Facebook, and then also the Race Week participants page for folks that are actually going. We're going to have a good time. Like Matt said, everyone drive there good. Last thing, Matt, anything to finish with?
Nope. Just be safe getting there, and we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon.
Absolutely. Matt, June, thank you guys so much for joining. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 16 is done. There won't be another next Thursday one because we're going to be working. So no That's Cool Drink on Thursday. Next week, we'll come back the following week fresh. No one's really fresh after race week, but
No.
fresh off Rocky Mountain Race Week. But guys, we'll see you guys soon. Matt, talk to you soon. June, you're lovely. And my man. Everybody, talk to you guys soon. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much again for carving out 2 hours.
See you guys.
Thanks, Adam.
Bye, guys.